Continuing with ETB Extra as we broadcast live on the ETB Sports Net from the first floor of the Ornella Student Center on the campus of East Texas Baptist University. Joined now by Paul Grant, who's the head soccer coach here at ETB for both the men's and women's program. And the weather affected soccer last weekend just like it affected everybody else in East Texas. And someone asked me on Thursday, are they actually going to play soccer Friday? And I said, well, yes, they're going to play unless conditions are deemed unplayable. But you did have some delays in the game, and that's hard for a team to go through lightning delays.
Yeah, it was. It took a while. I mean, and at the end, the three of us, as the men's and women's coaches and myself, just said, look, we need to get these games in, no matter what it takes. Obviously, if you don't play, it goes to winning percentage, which in soccer, prior to winning percentage, is 3 points for a win, 1 for a tie. We played our games. There was another site that did play games, which affected the winning percentage. So when that happens, things definitely can change for teams. But we played, and it was good. I mean, because ultimately we want to play the game, and it's not about the coaches, it's about the kids. And obviously you want those things settled on the field. And soccer's a funny sport to play in those conditions. How you choose to play or your style of play, it obviously can affect on how the game is actually played. But it was great to get it in. It was great for those men and women, not only our teams, but Mayor Hardin-Baylor and Concordia be able to travel and definitely get games in.
Yeah. Of course, Friday, unfortunately, the Tigers tie Mary Hardin-Baylor 1-1 in 2 overtimes. And, of course, you had a delayed start and really didn't start till 3 hours after the scheduled time. Talk about that match. And I know ties are not good, but ties sometimes are. But, I had a coach tell me one time, ties are like kissing your sister. So when I saw the tie, that's my first thought when I saw the score.
Yeah. Obviously, you'd like to have a win. Obviously, it was nice to get a result, but I'm not going to say the delay was a factor. I mean, ultimately, when we went back out there and started the women's game, we were looking at starting the minute 9, and that break just happened, and Mother Nature allowed us to get it in. But it was good to get a result. It was it was a game where you literally had to do certain things on certain part of the field just because of the water.
Yeah,
I mean, there was no way to dribble. There was no way to pass on certain spots of the field. So, we talked to our players about, look, here's what we're trying to do, and literally in this specific area of the field.
You get over here and do this.
Yeah, this half is play a lot faster. This half won't. I mean, of the field. So, I mean, it was you had a few extra chess pieces to move on Friday and Saturday as well to try to get things accomplished.
And unfortunately, on Saturday, you lose to Concordia, but it was also senior day. Talk about the seniors that you honored on Saturday, the final home game of the year for the Tiger soccer team.
What's nice for me as a coach is to have, and again, just been on the men's side for a couple of years, but to have those seniors on the women's side know they were here for 4 years. And played here for 4 years, and for me personally, that's rewarding because you feel like you made the right choice as far as somebody wanting to come to school here. But as exciting that is for them, it's also it has that emotional twist to it, right? So obviously the rain helped hide some of those tears.
Definitely.
But it's I would say a big picture moment. Obviously, at the end of the day, as coaches, you want to win. But I think there are some bigger things that come out of those players being not only at school for 4 years, but a place like ETBU for 4 years, and how their life has changed, and through soccer, away from soccer, people they meet, and again. Those are the great things. Those are the big picture moments. And, sometimes as coaches we hear about those. Sometimes we hear about them down the road. Sometimes we don't hear them at all.
Well, Coach, go over those names of those seniors that you honored in the last home game at the Cornish Soccer Field.
For the women, Sasha Kotowicz, Sammy Rios, Amber Pless, and Christina Salas.
And for the men?
Justin Adams, Brett Forbes, Hugo Orta, Ryan Barham, Pedro Guetta, Carlos Nieto, who didn't walk just because he was injured and chose not to, but again, a great young man who deserves some credit, and Gustavo Vasquez. And all those gentlemen except for one have been here for all 4 years. So again, to look at that, and Ryan Barham has, but he's only been a part of the program this last year, but has been in ETBU for 4 years. So I think that, you for me as a coach, you look back and go, hey, that was, you got only kids graduating, but you got kids that were here all 4 years, and hopefully you feel like you picked the right kid, student athlete, to come here and to be a part of ETBU and not just here for soccer. And the other one I did forget was Chandler Frazier. Can't forget Chandler, the bearded one guy.
That's right. I shouldn't have put you on the spot like that, because I got a list right here in front of me. I could easily, and I didn't point to the list, and I apologize. Well, Coach, let's go to the ladies' side. Unfortunately, over the weekend during homecoming, your ladies lose matches. Also, you tied on the men's side, but you lost matches Mary Hardin, Baylor, and Concordia. As we look ahead for the last 2 matches of the year, travel to Abilene to play Hardin, Simmons, and McMurray. What's ahead for the Tigers in these final 2 matches, both the men's and the ladies' side?
Friday's games count. McMurray don't. Their results do not count. Obviously, the men are unfortunately eliminated from the postseason. The women are currently sitting in the 8th seed right now. You play a very strong, traditionally well-known across the country Hardin Simmons women's team. So a winner tie gets us through. If that doesn't happen for us, we need Howard Payne to lose. So winner tie gets them through, and they jump us. It goes back to this winning percentage stuff. But, there were games that, in all fairness, that both sides had chances of winning and getting results, and it didn't happen. Obviously, that comes back on me. But for the season, for what both these teams and the women have battled a lot of adversity and things throughout the season, but they've done a great job not only to continue to battle, but to not let that affect them. And guys, to be honest, I say similar stuff, but just and I think in all sports sometimes you want the ball to bounce your way, and wasn't quite the result this year, unfortunately, for both teams. But again, the women still, do have a shot to get in. But I can't be more proud of both programs to battle and fight and continue to play, not every game, but every minute, every game, just until the last second. So as a coach, I'm definitely proud of those programs for continuing to battle and fight and never giving up.
Well, Coach, best to you and the Tigers this weekend as you travel out west to play Hardin, Simmons, and McMurray. And that will wrap up this edition of ETB Extra, I think, Adam. No more guests? Are we done? All right. So that wraps up today's edition of ETB Extra. Always great to have Paul Grant here to visit and close out the show. Once again, we have the ETB fan vote that happens on the ETB social media channels, and it's presented by Matt and Courtney Workman of Team Higher Purpose. They're alumni of ETB of 2002. And this week's vote was the favorite football moment from the homecoming win. Was it Kendall Roberson's 420 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns? Xavier Davis and his great defensive play with 3.5 sacks and 4.5 tackles for loss? Or was it Tyler Bates' 48-yard touchdown return on a punt return? And the vote happened, and Tyler won the vote. Not double, but 60-something% to 30%, I believe. And so congratulations to Tyler Bates and his performance in all the sports this weekend. One final note, the American Southwest Conference Cross Country Championship meet is being held this Saturday in Tyler. The ETBU men and women's team will begin that 9 a.m. and best to them. Well, that's going to wrap things up from the Ornella Student Center on ETB Extra. Thank you to the Sports Information Department here at ETB for getting things set up so we can have a show today. And we'll see you next Wednesday at high noon right here on ETB Extra.